So we've got here 8 liters of milk. If we're going to do a 1 to 100 ratio, which is fine, that tablet, and I'm going to crush it back with a spoon like a mortar and pestle. Once the powder, I'll dissolve it into the water. Because if you pour it and then forget to stir, the milk will curdle on the top and on the bottom. So you want to make sure the milk is stirring when you pour the rennet into the mix. I don't want it to overcook. You don't want the temperature to rise up too high. And now we're going to add our starter culture. Tastes good. It smells nice. You saw the microbiological quality. It's good. We've deemed this culture to be in good shape, and now we're going to add it to our milk in order to introduce the appropriate microorganisms that are going to help it evolve into a cheese. And if you give the curd a rather large size, which is what we're going to be doing today, you preserve a lot more moisture and you make a cheese that evolves in a certain way. So Camembert or mozzarella, they are high moisture cheeses that are made that way by cutting the curd rather large and not getting out very much whey from it. Whereas a harder cheese, like an Alpine style or a Caciocavallo, as we see, the curds in this case are cut very small, which gives much more surface area to the curd in the pot, which allows much more whey to evolve. We'll stir the curd ever so slightly, and maybe also try to make a horizontal cut in order to aim for a curd size like that. We barely stirred it, and then we waited 15 minutes, and that was enough to get the desired texture. Okay. And what we're going to do now is simply take this curd and drain it into our forms. Whereas if you take the whey off the top, you're gentler with the curd, and you end up with a better cheese. And we're doing this very gently, right? Keeping the curd suspended in its whey as we take it off. I'm going to fill it right up to the top. I recommend filling the form right up to the top because the curd is full of moisture and it will drain significantly. Cheesemakers in France understand the reasons why they do this, and the consumer recognizes that cheese is made this way to be better in quality. All we're going to do later on today is perhaps flip the cheese. They've all shrunk quite considerably. If you recall, they were all essentially filled right up to the top yesterday, right? And, this cheese is gorgeous right now. We're going to salt it. It has just the right acidity. I can tell by the smell. I can tell by the firmness. Maybe we waited a little too long. Maybe not. I think it's okay in my experience. If we do wait too long, the pH continues dropping, and the cheese can become more like a lactic cheese. So 3 to 5 days at room temperature gets the geo to grow. Just like with the lactic cheeses, the geotrichum candidum likes a warm environment. If you reuse this over and over and over again, the geo gets thicker and thicker and thicker and more moldy every time you use it. Catherine always insists that I wash it off. Like, she can't believe that I'm actually using this thing. And occasionally I kind of bow to her because it does get really thick, and it would just come off on its own once it gets thick like that. So I do give it a scrub every once in a while. But I never wash it out with water. I only wash it out with whey. Okay. And if I'm not going to use it, if I'm going to be taking some time off, I'll cover it just so flies don't land on it. Flies will poop on it, they'll lay their eggs in it. This is good food, so you do have to be careful with it. I'll leave it out to dry like this. Once it's dry, it's stable, you don't have to worry about it. And when you start using it again, interestingly, that geo will have dried and it comes right back to life, just like you see here. And then every other day, every 3 days when it's in the cheesecake. Now these cheeses I might flip, but this cheese here, I'll lift up and put back down on the same side so that it always has its nice side pointing up, so that that beautiful basket weave is preserved a little better.